everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is gonna be a first impressions or a try on video on Studio West makeup. Studio West is a makeup company that is owned by Westside. Familiar with Westside clothing, you might have seen some of these Studio West makeup products in the shop. It's been there around for about 3 years now, I guess. Initially, this particular brand was curated by a makeup artist called Pallavi Siman. I've watched every single video of hers on Glamorous TV, if you remember those days. She's an excellent makeup artist, super talented. I always look up to her and her techniques and whatever she teaches in her videos. So I knew for a fact that these Studio West makeup products would be great. Pallavi Simmons is such a skillful Indian makeup artist. She knows Indian skin really well, so I was definitely not hesitant at all in trying their makeup. I also saw another line of makeup products in the name of Nuon in the West Side shop right near the Studio West makeup products. So I have also included some of the Nuon makeup products as well in today's video. All these makeup products are easily available in West Side stores like I mentioned, or you could also buy Studio West makeup products online. Nuon is a brand of clothing that West Side has from many years, and I personally am a huge fan of all denim products, clothing from Nuon. This particular brand, it is so reasonable and super high in quality. If you're visiting a West Side store, do check out the Nuon jeans. They are just amazing, and they're priced around 1200, 1300 ish. That's it. It's not beyond that at all, and they are such good, incredible quality denim. Just wanted to put it out there because me and my husband are a huge fan of their denim, and they last and wear so well. Even if you wash those denims frequently, they remain very new. Like I said, they are extremely good quality denim. But anyway, that was just an additional info on Nuon denim. But in today's video, I'm gonna exclusively talk about Studio West and Nuon makeup products that I picked up from the store itself. Oh, by the way, this is not a sponsored video at all. I bought every single one of these products with my own money. All of these makeup products are also priced pretty reasonably for the amount of money that you pay for other brands that are available in the market, especially the popular affordable brands. These are priced pretty reasonably in my opinion. I also see that their products are super brown girl friendly makeup products, so I just cannot wait to talk about these makeup products to you all. So let's begin. Okay, let's start with the eye makeup products. So I've got their eyeshadow palette. This is just called their eyeshadow palette in the shade Deep Neutrals. They've got different variations in this particular eyeshadow palette, but this is how it looks. It's a 6-pan eyeshadow palette. Looks pretty basic, but these kind of shades could be very useful if you're a neutral kind of a person and you don't want to wear a lot of color on your face. These are such good, incredible quality eyeshadows. Especially these mattes are so beautiful, buttery smooth and easy to blend and have a lot of pigment to them. These two shimmer shadows are not as pigmented as you would like your eyeshadow to be. For example, like Huda Beauty eyeshadow palette, those are super foiled, but this one is a soft satiny shimmer finish, which I also like. They really remind me of MAC single eyeshadows. That's the kind of texture and finish that you get from these two shimmer shadows. One is a beautiful peachy coral shade and the other one is like a nice cranberry-ish kind of a shade. The color tone is a lot more on the peachy and cranberry and brown side. This is going to look very flattering on most Indian skin tones, and I love the fact that they put this really deep chocolatey matte brown eyeshadow in here, because I feel these kind of shades are super necessary in a eyeshadow palette, be it a huge eyeshadow palette or basic eyeshadow palette. These kind of shades come in super handy to add a bit of smokiness on the eyes, to blend your eyeshadows on the crease or put it on the lower lash line. I even use this particular eyeshadow as an eyebrow powder today, and I absolutely love the finish of this eyeshadow as an eyebrow product. I think I'm gonna dig into this eyeshadow quite a bit to fill in my eyebrows because I love the tone of this eyeshadow. It's a brown, it's a deep brown with a hint of smokiness to it, so it perfectly goes on my eyebrows as an eyebrow powder. It really reminded me of the PAC eyebrow kit that I use on a regular basis. This is such a good one, and the price of it is 545, which is such a nominal pricing, I would say, for such good quality eyeshadow palette. And the price of this eyeshadow palette is rupees 545, which is such a reasonable price for this kind of a quality in eyeshadow palette. You may think that this is a limited number of eyeshadow in an eyeshadow palette. You really do not require a ton of eyeshadows to create different variations of eye makeup looks on yourself. You can create so many looks using only these 6 shades. They are incredible eyeshadows in my opinion. It also comes with this dual-sided eyeshadow applicator thing, which most of the eyeshadow palettes come with, but I generally never reach out to these eyeshadow applicators. I either use my finger or just go ahead with my brushes. These eyeshadows absolutely feel like butter. When you put it on the eyes, it is so good. I also picked up these 2 beautiful liquid eyeshadows from the brand Nuon. I absolutely love the packaging of Nuon. Look at that, it's a beige packaging, but it's not boring, you know. Sometimes these kind of basic beige packaging can look super boring, but this is not. It looks super classy and eye-catchy. It's so beautiful. So I picked them in 2 different shades. The brown one is just called brown and the purple one is called purple metallic, and each of these retail for only 295 rupees, which is such a steal deal in my opinion, because oh my god, these liquid eyeshadows are something else. So that's how the packaging is. It's in a tube packaging with a doe foot applicator, and that's how the doe foot looks like. Pretty standard packaging for a liquid eyeshadow, but the product is so beautiful. You don't need a ton of this liquid eyeshadow on your eyelid to show up. It is extremely pigmented, super liquidy in texture and blends like a dream on the eyes. It gives you enough play time to blend and play around with the eyeshadow that you put on your eyelid. It is so buttery soft and smooth and just gives your eyes that beautiful velvety leathery kind of a finish, and once it is dried down, it is such a gorgeous velvety smooth eyeshadow on the eyes. I mean, I just completely am head over heels for these liquid eyeshadows. I think I'm gonna pick up more shades as well whenever I visit West Side the next time, because these are such great, incredible quality liquid shadows. I particularly love the brown one. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get a lot of use out of this brown one because I enjoy using brown eyeshadows on my brown dusky skin tone. I used to use a liquid eyeshadow, a brown one from L'Oreal back in the day, probably a year or 2 years ago. That was also amazing, but I find that this is even more better because it is very thin in texture. It doesn't feel heavy at all on the eyes. Honestly, they feel super high end in my opinion. They are such good quality liquid shadows. Do check them out. Even the shimmery purple is a good one. I tried to layer it twice to get this kind of a little bit of a foiled effect, and even though I've layered it, it's not going flaky, you know. Sometimes these foiled liquid shadows can go flaky if you try to layer them, but that's not the case with this one. It's layering so beautifully. It's extremely beautiful and smooth on the eyes and looks absolutely luxe. Shadows are extremely high-end in quality and I highly recommend them. The next product for eye is their liquid eyeliner. This is called their Pure Passion Dramatic Eyeliner. This is also available in a bunch of different shades. I picked up a classic black shade. So this is just called black and the number is 05, and comes in this conical kind of a packaging, which you guys might have seen in a lot of liquid eyeliners. For example, the Maybelline one. So it's very similar to that, and that's how the applicator looks like. It's a very thin and precise applicator. I love these kind of thin applicators. That way you can really maneuver the shape of your eyeliner. So for today I went ahead with a bold winged eyeliner, but I was also able to control the amount of product that I was applying on my eyelids. It's very easy for me to create the winged eyeliner as well. Again, the formula is very runny and liquidy. Extremely pigmented, by the way. There is no complaint at all. It's extremely smooth. There is no patchiness whatsoever with the eyeliner, and the finish is, I would say, is 95% matte. There is a slight, very slight amount of sheen to it, but it's not shiny in any means. It almost looks like a matte eyeliner, but with just a touch of sheen to it. Extremely smooth in texture. Love this eyeliner. And I also got this Nuon retractable Kajal in the shade. The price of this Kajal is just 195 rupees and this is in the shade Copper. Well, actually it's not a bronze, it's like a coppery gold shade, and that's what I have on my lower waterline and a little bit on my lower lash line as well. It's a fairly creamy product and has a lot of pigmentation to it. I wanted some sort of a shimmery kajal for my lower waterline because I just wanted to try it out and see how it looks on my waterlines, and I think it looks incredible. It's very similar to my skin tone, so it's not very flashy on the eyes. It's just adding a little bit of that pop of shimmer to my lower lash line, which I absolutely am loving. Really good. Oh, by the way, all of these Nuon makeup products are even more cheaper than the Studio West makeup and they are such good in quality. Just wanted to mention it to you guys. So those were all the eye makeup products that I picked up. Let's move on to the face makeup products that I got. Face, I did not pick up any primer or setting spray, but I picked up quite a bunch of base makeup products. So the first one is their Studio West Liquid Foundation. This is called their Weightless Matte Foundation, and I got this in the shade Cinnamon. I'm guessing is the deepest shade that they have in this particular makeup range. Love the packaging of the foundation as well. Very simple, elegant and classy packaging. So it's a glass bottle with a plastic cap, and inside you've got a pump, which is very necessary in a foundation bottle like such. But it's such a good thick runny kind of a foundation. It's not a very fluid kind of a foundation. It's a little bit of a thicker runny consistency, but when you apply it on the skin it feels extremely lightweight, and I was very impressed with the shade match. The shade Cinnamon is such a great match to my dusky Indian brown skin tone. It has a little bit of a golden undertone to it, which I absolutely love in most of my foundations. I generally pick up such kind of foundations for myself with a little bit of a yellow golden tint to them because that's what works really well with the pigmentation that I have on the skin. I personally feel that these kind of yellow and golden tone foundations really help in counteracting the pigmentation without using a color corrector, and that's how I use this foundation today as well, without any color corrector. That's how the final outcome is. You cannot see any pigmentation at all. But I also want to mention that I did use another product on top to mask up a little bit of pigmentation that was showing up even after applying the foundation, which I will talk about later part in the video. Love this foundation. I think I'm going to use this foundation quite a bit. It's not completely matte in my opinion, even though the name is matte. It's a satin finish. It's not very matte, it's not very dewy as well. It's right in between. It's a beautiful satin finish. So I think any skin type can easily pull off this foundation because of the finish and texture of this particular foundation. There are not many shades available in this foundation range. I think there are only about 6 or 5 shades. But I'm glad that they have a deep enough shade for dusky complexions, because sometimes some very well-renowned brands also do not make shades for dusky complexions, especially even my complexion. They generally do not have a shade match. So I'm very glad that Studio West has a good shade option for my skin. Even if someone is a little bit darker or deeper to my complexion, they can absolutely pull out the shade Cinnamon because it's slightly on that golden deep tone. I did layer up this foundation twice to get the kind of coverage that I want, and it's given me pretty decent coverage. It's not extremely high coverage as well, but it can get very close to full coverage if you build it up. It's typically a medium coverage foundation, but if you build it up, you can definitely get there to a slightly fuller coverage finish. I also try to apply this foundation with a sponge on this side and a brush on this side, and I felt like the sponge side gave me a better result in terms of the finish. The finish on the sponge side was very smooth and even when compared to the brush side, because the brush side I could notice that there were a little bit, just a little bit of brush strokes on the brush side, but that was not the case with the sponge side. But I would also warn you that the sponge is gonna soak up extra product because the brush was able to cover up this side of my face with very little product. For the sponge, I had to go in with a second pump, and get to the coverage that I wanted. But I absolutely love the finish of this foundation. It's not looking cakey whatsoever, even though it's providing a lot of coverage. I'm just absolutely in love with the finish, the color, the shade, everything. I'm pretty sure I'm going to use this foundation quite a bit. I even like it slightly better than my Maybelline Fit Me foundation, which is saying a lot. So yeah, I really like this foundation. The next product that I picked up is the Studio West Pure Passion Stay Perfect Concealer, and this is in the shade SP03 Caramel. I think there was a shade darker than this one as well in the concealer range. I'm not really sure. But yeah, this is the shade that I picked up in the shade Caramel, which is not extremely light to my skin tone, just one shade lighter, and it is such a good concealer. It's again a medium coverage concealer. It's not very light, not too high coverage as well. Love the finish and texture of this concealer. It's very hydrating on the skin. Reminded me a lot of the Maybelline Fit Me concealer, which comes in a long tube. It's very similar to that, but slightly a higher coverage than that one, because this one has a beautiful medium coverage. Really like how tiny and cute this packaging is as well. Comes with a standard doe foot applicator. And the price of this concealer is only 345 rupees. Can you even believe that? Oh my god, these are such good quality makeup products. I totally forgot mentioning about the price of the foundation. It's for rupees 695 for 28 ml of product, which is 2 ml less product than a regular foundation quantity, but still a very good price point, I would say, for how good this foundation was. Anyway, coming back to the concealer, this one has a little bit of a golden peachy undertone to it, which I love as well. I like those kind of golden and neutral olivey kind of undertones in my base makeup products, not too much of a pink tone. So yeah, that's just my preference. Like I said, this gives medium coverage on the under eyes. I did go over on top with the second layer of the concealer right on the bags that you see, and this was able to give a little bit more coverage than the previous layer, so I was very happy with that. A very smooth appearance on the skin, which I also really like. So yeah, I really like the concealer as well. Blendability is also great. It just blends like a dream. You really don't have to struggle with blending any of these makeup products. They were all such good quality blendable products. So the next product that I picked up is this baking powder from Studio West. This is just called their baking powder. I don't think there is any shade name to this. I don't really see any shade name, but it's a very deep tone of baking powder. Looks like this. It's a very orangey, peachy kind of a tone. Perfect for dusky skin tone girls. I did bake my face using powder puff from PAC Cosmetics, and I use this powder underneath my eyes and around the mouth, where I generally bake and tend to crease up a lot. So I bake these certain areas on my face. And I absolutely love the finish of this powder. It is so beautiful. It sets everything in place without being powdery. That's how beautiful it was on the skin. This might be the only powder that I found to be very non-powdery and non-cakey on the skin. I wish I picked up in a lighter shade, because I like a little bit of brightness on my under eyes, especially just to counteract those under eye bags. But this is not bad at all. It gives super smooth skin as soon as you apply it on the skin. I mean, it just blew my mind how smooth it made my skin look. It also has a little bit of coverage to it because of the tint that it has. It's a little bit of an orangey peachy tint. That's why I said I like a little bit of a lighter shade of baking powder, especially on the under eyes. I absolutely loved the finish of this baking powder. It was so good. I was somehow expecting this baking powder to be a little bit patchy on the skin, but it's not. It's a beautiful, flawless, smoothing baking powder. Love the formula and finish of it. And the price of this powder is only $3.95. Oh my god, how are they even pricing it? These are such incredible quality makeup. This is such an incredible baking powder. If you find the right shade for you, you're just gonna love it. It's so good. It was able to control the oil but still not look powdery at all on the skin. which is amazing. Even if you have a drier skin type, you would love it because it is extremely non-powdery. The next one is the Studio West Compact Powder. This is called their Weightless Matte Compact, and I picked up in the shade Cinnamon again, a coordinating shade to the foundation. That's how the packaging is, super classy, and inside you've got a nice sized mirror, which is super important in a compact powder, and it also comes with this little sponge applicator, which I tried using to cover up a little bit of my darkness around the mouth area, and that's how the shade Cinnamon looks like. A perfect match to my skin tone and a perfect match to the foundation shade as well. It's a very smooth velvety finish powder, has a lot of coverage. I feel like even if you do not wear foundation on your skin, just want to add a little bit of compact powder, this will be able to give you a lot of coverage even without all of those base makeup products. Really good. Again, goes on super smooth on the skin, adds a ton of coverage, but again doesn't look powdery at all on the skin. Looks very velvety smooth. Love the finish of the compact powder as well. It kind of reminds me of the K-Beauty compact powder, but I feel like it's even a better version of the K-Beauty compact because the shade match is just spot on to my skin tone. And with the foundation on, I was able to see a little bit of my hyperpigmentation peeking through on the sides of my mouth. So I just added a little bit of this compact powder on those areas, and mind you, I did not use any corrector at all in today's makeup look. It was just the foundation, the compact powder and the baking powder, and this is the finish and result of those base makeup products. I feel they gave an incredible result. It's just evened out my skin tone so beautifully. I also applied it on the rest of the face as well, wherever I did not use the baking powder, and it also set my foundation very beautifully without really making it look powdery, but just give that velvety smooth finish to the skin. I'm just loving all of these makeup products. I'm just blown away by the quality, and the pricing is, I mean, I don't really know why so many people talk about these makeup products because they are incredible. The next product that I picked up is again from Studio West. This is the Pure Passion Radiance Blush, and this is in the shade Dusty Rose. And this retails for, so I really cannot find out the pricing of the blusher from the packaging, but try to find out the pricing from their website and put it. I'm sure this is gonna be super reasonable as well. So yeah, this is in the shade Dusty Rose, which looks like this. This one is not a matte blusher. It definitely has a little bit of a sheen to it. Can you see? It has a little bit of a sheen on it. I've put that on my cheeks. It was more of a blush topper than a blusher in my opinion because of the sheen. The rosy pinky shade that you see in the pan is not translated much on the skin. The thing that is more prominent on the skin is the glowy sheeny particles this blusher has. Can you see? It has added a lot of glowiness to my skin right here on the cheek area with a little bit of rosy touch to it. It's very subtle on my skin. Probably if you're someone who is lighter to my skin tone, the blusher would show up much better, but that's how it is. But I'm not complaining because the finish is very gorgeous on the cheeks. I just wish that it was a slightly deeper shade of pink. When I move my face in different angles, I can definitely see a little bit of those pink tones peeking through from my cheek. So yeah, I can see a little bit of pink, but not that much. I'm loving blusher lately, so I want my blusher to show up on my skin. When you touch it, it's a very velvety smooth finish. I love it. Again, blends like a dream on the skin. There was no issue at all. Doesn't look patchy, nothing. Just a very gorgeous formula again. I've just got few lip products to talk about. I remember picking up a lip liner from this range, but somehow I was not able to find the lip liner in the package that I stored these makeup products. So yeah, this is what I have right now. So I've got the Studio West liquid lipstick. This is called their Intensify Matte Lip Paint, and the lip color is, and this is in the shade Sin, which is a very gorgeous brown. It's a beautiful chocolatey brown with a very mild hint of mauve to it. This is what I'm wearing on my lips right now, and oh my god, it looks incredible against my brown dusky skin tone. And the formula is super liquidy and runny, but has a lot of pigmentation to it. with just a single swipe you get so much of pigmentation. You really don't have to dig into the lipstick pot again and again to get the pigmentation out from this product. It is so good. It dries down to a completely beautiful transfer proof velvety matte finish. I'm just blown away by the finish of this liquid lipstick. Have you ever felt a rose petal with your fingers? It just feels extremely velvety, smooth and magical, right? That is exactly how this lipstick feels on the lips. It is exactly same to as how a rose petal is when you touch it. It's a very velvety smooth finish. I've not experienced such kind of a velvety smooth finish from any other liquid lipstick formulas with such kind of pigmentation. I'm just blown away. This shade also reminds me of a very nice high-end liquid lipstick as well, which I tried pretty recently a couple of months ago. So I would probably check if this one is a dupe to that one, but it is so gorgeous and there's no cracks visible when the liquid lipstick is completely dry. It has a very smooth and even finish on the lips. I'm just loving it. I'm pretty sure this is gonna last well because it's been a while since I wore this liquid lipstick. I even had my coffee and the liquid lipstick is still on. There is no budging, nothing. I love the Intensify Matte Lip Paint in the shade Sin. It's such a good one. If you're a brown girl, just go and pick the shade Sin. It is so beautiful. The next one is from Nuon. This is it's called their matte lipstick and the shade is N4, I guess. There is no other, there is no shade name, just the number is N4, and this retails for only 195 rupees, and that's how the lipstick is. It's basically a lip crayon. It's a chubby lip crayon. And the shade is a beautiful terracotta brown shade. There is also a little bit of a rosy hint to this lip color, but it's a beautiful lip color again. It's not as pigmented or as smooth as your other lipsticks. It takes a couple of swipes to give you a desired pigmentation on the lips, but nonetheless, it's a good quality lipstick for such price. It gives a demi-matte finish on the lips. It's not transfer proof because it's a lip crayon. I feel if you're a college going girl, you would love these kind of chubby lip crayons. It come in very handy even if it fades away after a while and you can touch it up pretty easily. I also picked up a nail polish from Nuon. This is called their metallic color. Number is just NME2. There is no shade name, nothing whatsoever on the packaging. But it's such a gorgeous and cute, adorable packaging. It also reminded me a lot of the Maybelline Color Show nail polishes that I used to get a few years back. I think they are discontinued now, but that's what it reminded me of. And the color is such a beautiful pink champagne color. It's a beautiful glittery shade, and that's how the formula and texture is very runny, just like any other nail polish. I could not use this on all of my nails, so I just put it on my ring finger as an accent glitter nail, right on top of the powder blue eyeshadow that I have on my nails, and I think it looks absolutely super cute. And you can see a little bit of the blue peeking through, which means it is a transparent glitter nail polish. That just shows that you can apply this glitter coat on top of any nail color that you wear on your nails, and it's gonna look incredible because it's looking absolutely gorgeous on my nails. Not sure how long this is gonna last, so I'll put the longevity in the description box once I wear it for a couple of days. Those are all of the incredible high quality makeup products that I got from the West Side store while I was shopping for some clothes over there, and I wanted to create a one brand tutorial sort of a video for you all using all of these makeup products, and I am pleasantly surprised by how great quality and high and luxe feeling products these are, especially for our brown Indian dusky girls. These are such great quality makeup products. Every single product that I tried in today's video was just incredible. It just blew my mind. There is nothing that I dislike from any of the makeup products that I tried in today's video. That just speaks up a lot about this makeup brand, STUDIOWEST as well as Nuon. Both of them are incredible makeup brands in my opinion, and they are absolutely underrated makeup brands. No one talks about these makeup brands and they are so good, such gem quality of makeup products that I found recently, and I love every single one of them. So if you're a brown girl and you walk into a West Side store with these makeup products lying there in the shop, do check them out. They are incredible quality makeup. You will really like them. I also feel like they are exceptionally priced as well. It's very affordable in my opinion when you compare it to other brands' pricing. So yeah, that was my first impression slash mini review on Studio West as well as Nuon makeup products. All the products that I used and mentioned in today's video will be linked in the description box as usual. I really hope that you guys enjoyed watching this video and found it useful and helpful. If you did, you know what to do. Make sure to give it a huge thumbs up, comment, and do not forget to subscribe to my channel for more such videos. Also, make sure to hit the bell notification right next to the subscribe button so that you get an update each time I upload a new video on my channel. Also, make sure to follow me on my Instagram. I'll put the link in the description box. This is it. Take care of yourselves, and I shall see you guys soon in my next one. Bye!